We have a family with 14 members in it. We need somebody to adopt them and to see that they can get resettled in the United States of America. They told us that they had a sponsor, but once the family got to New York, that sponsor backed out. So now they needed to do something. You must understand, too, that this was in the time period that we speak of, as older of us do, as the boat people. You all know what I'm talking about, the boat people.
Yes.
And this family was part of the boat people. Well, I happen to be in the position working with language groups in the general area where I work, Korean, Japanese, Spanish, and some others. And we had a Vietnamese pastor who was in our area. So we were primed to be the organization, to be the ones to take up the new sponsorship. So I talked with the officials that I worked with and got their okay to go ahead and say yes to Church World Services that we would sponsor this family. So we got paperwork from that organization, knowing that it was going to take several months for them to get everything together and get them to Fayetteville, North Carolina. So my wife's mother and father had died in recent months, and their home was available for us to use. They had lived in they had a grocery store and a service station, gasoline station, and they lived in the back side of that little grocery store. They also had a mobile home in the back of that and a little house in the back of that, all of which were empty. So there's plenty of sleeping space in the three areas. So we decided that we would go ahead and fill the paperwork out. Our Vietnamese pastor, Reverend An Minh Phan, was a co-worker with us on that. And he helped us with the negotiations where we needed to speak Vietnamese and English, because I don't speak Vietnamese, didn't even then. But anyway, we completed the paperwork, and in the process, some of us started cleaning out the house that had been empty for a while. My son Steve, my daughter Lisa, and some others helped clean out the building. My secretary's husband made some bedsteads, bedposts. He was a pretty good carpenter. He was a minister, and he's a pretty good carpenter, and made some bedposts so that there would be enough beds to go around. And so for about 6 months, we negotiated about bringing the family here. And Church World Services agreed to bear the expense of flying the family from New York to Fayetteville, North Carolina. You have a picture on Facebook of the newspaper article of the Fayetteville Observer dated July 26, 1978. That is just about 79, excuse me. That is 38 years and about 1 week ago. What is today? The 4th, 5th, 4th of August. So about 38 years ago, and when that airplane landed in New York, in Fayetteville Airport, here came now you'll forgive me if I call them the Kim family. I know this is Mr. Lam Tom Kim, Lam Tom Kim, and I know that this lady's last name is Mai, but I just have always said Mr. Kim and Mrs. Mai. And I had told a friend of mine who was the director of the religion department of the Fayetteville Observer, and told him about this, so he arranged to have a photographer there, and that's why Fayetteville Observer was there that day and to receive them. So anyway, that's how they got to Fayetteville, North Carolina. Once they got to Fayetteville, we got through all the hoopla at the airport. We took them out, showed them where their living arrangements would be. We had beds and sheets and blankets and other kinds of things for them, and I think we also had brought some groceries in so there would be food, and helped them get set up in the home in where Mrs. Loftic's family had lived. I don't know how far you want me to go with this.
That's it.
That's it. That does
Yeah,
it?
that does
Okay.
it.
If you have any questions, Mrs. Loftic has the answers. All right.
You missed a part of the story.
You know this one? You remember Carl?
Please don't ask me to repeat it.
I do want to say this. This gentleman and this lady are two people to be among the most inspiring people in all of this world. They brought their 11 children, your nephew and your sister, am I right? Is that the way it was? Niece and brother. Got it backwards, didn't I? Anyway, they brought 11 kids with them, plus his mother, who was about 84 years old at the time. And they brought them together through the camp leaving Saigon or Ho Chi Minh City, and kept them together. And on the boats, many of the boats had capsized, and many have been thrown overboard, and all kinds of things, and some terrible things had happened. And they brought them here. You settled them here in North Carolina, You brought them to Florida. You have provided a place for them to live. You've helped them get an education, to learn English, to get married to young men and women who are apparently a part of your family now, as if you all gave birth to them. I don't know of another family in the entire world that has done the remarkable job that these two people have done. And I think they deserve a great deal.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Thank you.